right, good morning. It's a little early, and I know I'm up early as always. And I'm here wanting to share the late model kits we have that we'll be showcasing soon in a Amcord in a proxy event one day. So anybody who comes on has any questions, this is the last car I just built. Oh, rats. De-slotted over there, way in the corner. Morning, anybody who's joined my page here. I'm here messing around with the late model cars. I have two of them built, specifically built for my purpose for now, but trying to get the whole track in center there. So I'm trying to maneuver the camera. As I'm looking at it live, as it's delayed a little. Move that over a little, maybe too much. There we go. And of course, early morning here in North Carolina, a little after 8 o'clock. And just enjoying myself. Nice early morning running of the cars. Yep. Tilt this up a little. Nobody looking at my feet. I have to think about that. So let me come down. Sorry, I keep adjusting the camera. Just something I want to be doing a little here. There we go. Tilt down a little. There you go. I think I like it right there. Perfect. Well, maybe not. I'll move over a little bit more. Move a teeny bit over so you can see the other corner. I like to make sure you can see the entire track. This beautiful Racetrack Scenics track here. As you know, Kevin is building tracks all over the USA. His last one was gorgeous, what he did. Really give him a lot of credit. They've come a long ways since my track, because my track is the first beta track tester here. And hang that up for a sec. It was was the first track. And I'm just checking out if anybody's watching. Oh, somebody's watching, but they're being quiet. 3 people are watching, huh? Well, good morning to those who've come in. Appreciate you joining me here at Area 51 Raceway. I'm just here, finished putting the latest late model car together. I had finished cleaning this last night. Hey Gene, good morning. So I'm just messing around here with my latest late model kit that we're testing. So this one I painted a pearl white and put some decals from eBay, which is actually a pretty good decal place. I had to try them out and actually I'm happy with them. And they tell you specifically what color to paint the car in the description. So when you buy these decals, they tell you, hey, this you use a white, this goes on a white car or on a red car. But the decals held up pretty good. I thought they were going to tear real easily, but they didn't because you had to cut them out. They're not pre-cut like on model kits. So you have to cut these out really close to each other, you know, depending. But once you put them on and do your thing and then clear them, they are fantastic. So this is the latest late model car. And I'm having a blast with it. The first one was the red one there in the purple lane that's over next to me, next to the barn. And this car has rubber tires on it and the red car has urethane. So I tried the rubber tires, thanks to John Albright. I was asking him what he used on his 3A3D build for his Falcon, and he told me to use the BRM NASCAR tires. So that's part number 129, I think it is, H, for hard front tires, which are 50 shores, and then the S129 for 30 shore rear tires. And they work out pretty good. Only thing I complain is you could tell with hard rubber tires in the front is you get a lot of noise transmission, whereas compared to the urethane, it doesn't make as much noise. I probably would end up using urethane for circle track because that's the type of tire that we use for HRW. So I just put these on to try it on a road course, and they handle real well. So if you want a car that handles pretty decent, you can use some rubber tires from BRM. Can I see the close-up of the car? Yeah, you sure, Gene. Hold on a second. Both of them or just one? I know you've probably seen the red one. So here's the latest, greatest that I've built. Of course, I haven't cut the axles, but there you go. This is a O'Neill. It's just basically a dirt track car, and I just cut them out so they fit around here. And this is clear coated, obviously, with SMS. And the interior I just put in there. I didn't really detail interior. I didn't put nets or windows, but I put the decals that it came with, Monte Carlo SS. This is a chassis I printed yesterday. The running gear is an 1136. So purple gears of 36, a Ergel gear. 6.5 millimeter pinion, so 11 tooth pinion and 36 spur gear, Ergel spur gear with a 22.5 ball bearing Jolly Rancher motor. And this car weighs about 100 grams. So we're also wanting to do a light interior, which is made out of Lexan for racing as an option. So it'll make the car lighter because it'll take 14 grams off the car. If you use a Lexan interior, it'll be a lot lighter than this. But again, it's just, we're experimenting, but yeah. Of course, these are really not the correct tires, or how would you say not the correct tires, the correct lettering, because they use Hoosiers, and I didn't have any Hoosier stickers, so I've just been using the Goodyears, so I ordered some Hoosier stickers, and the next car I'm going to use will have the Hoosier ones, which would be the correct, you know, tire that they use. They also use another one that we don't have decals for, but yeah, thank you. They do look good. Got a little American theme going on, coming at the, you know, birthday of our country. So here's one that I did with color shifting paint, and this one I finished 2 days ago. And what I want to do is just put a regular number on this. Not going to do anything else like the RC reflective numbers like on the red one. I got a chassis for it, but the color shift is from SMS, and it looks really cool. I like how it shifts. It looks really nice. Came out real good. Real easy to paint with SMS paints. Now, also be aware of one thing. I didn't sand this, and I didn't even primer this with the primer that I use. I just went ahead, shot the SMS black, did my coats, and I did it all within a half hour because in between coats I let them dry for 10 minutes and then I hit it again. It doesn't. This is what I like about the SMS paint, and I think Gravity is the same way, which I will be ordering. And you could just do your thing and you could clear it and you're done. Whereas with water-based, you got to wait, 24 hours because the paint's got to harden and stuff. But this is without sanding it and without using any primer. I just straight up SMS paint on the raw urethane, and it seems pretty good so far. I mean, we'll have to see if something cracks or whatnot, but so far it seems pretty nice and it works out well. So, but yep. Oh, yep. Hello, Chris. Morning. How you doing? Appreciate that. But yep, just having fun here. Thank you. These cars are really falling in love with because I think they're great. It's one body. I mean, I may have Null make another type of body with a little different front end because you can keep the existing body, like the shape of it, and then the front you could add the Camaro or the Mustang front end or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because what I've been looking at some of the websites on these cars, they have different front ends on them too, slightly. So these are called late models. The reason why they call late models because it's the latest model car that they're after. I've been kind of reading up on these a little. There is a Facebook page called Race Cows, and they have a lot of these videos on these cars. And yeah. Pretty good. Having fun with this one. Benny Barnett, or Benny Bennett, is that? I'm sorry. Didn't see that right. How you doing? Jerry, how you doing? Another day in slot car heaven. How you doing? Good morning, guys. Benny Bennett, I don't think I've ever seen you before. How you doing? Thanks for coming to the live here. It's just a impromptu live about these cars that we'll be offering in kits. So it'll be the interior, the chassis, the body, and of course the pod with it. And it will come with hardware. Stock Car Corner has been really gracefully adding hardware to these. So meaning the hardware is that they come with the 2mm inserts that you put on the body posts that these have built into the sides of the car. So you can use a 2mm screw to hold the bodies on. And basically I'm using computer screws which are 6mm long to hold these on. And give you enough body float and all good. Hughes, how you doing? It must be really late there. How you doing, Hughes? I'm just messing around with this late model car that has rubber tires. So I'm just messing with these. And this is a great car to really have like a proxy. So if nobody understands what a proxy is, so a proxy is a person that makes their race and their own rules, and then they have a certain class of car where they race all together. So hey, Slot Car Hub, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. 10 p.m. there. Oh, okay. So it's not too late. Good. It's a good thing I did it early. I've been watching you guys. Hughes, thank you for the plug you gave me on your video last on checking out how to put these chassis together. And the one I was doing was the truck. So this is the truck. I did a live yesterday about this. So these are the trucks that we're going to be starting to develop here. This is kind of the first one. This really does really nice around the oval, but it's basically a Chevrolet pickup truck. I have the interior on the printer right now. I just haven't pulled it off and cured it, but again, this is the design of it, and this is a cool running car truck. I can't say car, but I'll put it on here and run it around. It's got urethane tires. Oh. You need to tune it a little. Oh, there it goes. Just came off. A little bit jumpy. So, if you put rubber tires, it'll do a lot better too if you want it to be more of a handling car. This is more for a circle track. This is basically a circle track truck as it keeps coming off. It's being a little jumpy. Let me see. Acting very cheeky, as you guys would say over there in England and Australia. Cheeky, I don't know if you use that word. I should put my settings around there, but here's the truck. I have almost no brake on this. A little bit more brake on here. There. This is more for the circle track, like I said, these tires and the setup. You know, put it on the circle track yesterday, it's fun. I mean, it'll do fine here, you just have to manage the driving. Here's the topple there, but that's the truck. This one, the weight on these cars right here, I'll show you guys since I just came in. So here's the late model car. And again, this is something that I think is super cool that, you know, this is what we use in the United States for circle track racing. They call them late models because they're the latest model that is out. So there's, you know, late model Impala, you know, late model Mustang, Camaro, but they all have this shape and they'll either have the different brands. There's even a Toyota, believe it or not. There's a Toyota one with Toyota, you know, decals and stuff, but they're real cool cars, and it's just, this is a real cheap way to get into racing here in the US. I think the cars cost around 10 grand compared to buying something from NASCAR, which is millions of dollars, obviously. They use, I think, 2 chassis. I'm trying to remember the names. There's an offset chassis they use, and there's one, there's 2 names for it. I was reading up and watching a video on it last night. So if you look up late model racing or late model car, it should come up on YouTube, but these decals came from eBay, and I just finished clearing this yesterday night at around 10 at night. So it's pretty much okay to handle. It'll be fully cured tonight, but I could still run it around and won't do anything to the body or mess it up or mess the paint job up. But these are decals from eBay. This is O'Neill. This is from a dirt track racer. So I just used it as a livery. Again, you can make any livery you want. And then I clear coated this with SMS paint from Australia. Excellent paint, excellent clear. Highly recommend it. This is how the cars come out. It's easy to lay with an airbrush, as long as you have your settings right on your pressure. But that's what we have here, and there's a chassis. And then these tires, the markings on these tires are not really correct. They use Hoosier tires. I just had Goodyear decals. I have some Hoosier ones on the way because I should say Hoosier, but this makes it look nice. But if you don't have decals, you can also do what Harry calls the toothpick trick. And you get white paint, acrylic paint, and you just put dots. And it doesn't matter if it's sitting, but when it's going around the track, the dots give it the effect of that it has the lettering on the tire. And that I've used on a couple of car scratch builds and stuff. But if you don't want to put decals on, it takes a little finesse. And then you have to coat them with floor shine so that they stay on, so they don't get rubbed off, because they'll come right off if you leave them on rubber tires. Same with urethane. I coat them with, you know, some floor shine, and then they stay on there. These are the SEC stock car wheels that I just come out. This is black anodized. They make red, and then they make the usual aluminum. So everybody from Australia and from the US, just so you know, Stock Car Corner does ship to those countries. And if you guys are interested in these cars or what's on there right now, what's available, not these ones, but the other Trans Am cars, you can purchase them, and then we'll ship them to Australia, obviously. And we have shipped to England, Australia, and Canada. Believe it or not, somebody from Canada bought one. But this is what really the beauty of this is, the lines of this car. There's not many, how would you say, nooks and crannies on it. So decals will lie on this nicely, and I haven't detailed the interior. Making windshields, basically you could cut it out and put it on there. We're not gonna, you know, you could get a piece of paper and then put lines through it, you know, rub it, and then put the clear sheet of what you use and cut it out, and then just glue it to there. Same thing with the quarter windows. There's recesses in there, you see, so that you can lay it in there. So it'd be easy to do glass. You don't have to do it from the inside, you can do it from the outside and then do your detailing. But I mean, these cars are, I've fallen in love with these cars. That's why I've been building more of these and painting more of these instead of the other cars we offer, because it's just something, I think it's just something that I really found is really super cool. Now here's the red one I did. Now this one actually has pearl in it. You just can't see it in the sunlight. You would. These are RC decals. So RC cars have these decals. They have big ones, they have a sheet, and I got these little ones, put them on there. And those are the Goodyear. Those are the red anodized stalker wheels. Of course, I didn't cut my axles yet. And there's the chassis. I printed one in red just because I can. These are urethane tires, and urethane tires are a different one type of tire compared to the rubber ones. And the other one, this one is quieter because of the tires. The other one's just a little bit noisier because of the 50 Shore rubber tires in the front. You can hear it, but this is a real smooth running car. And of course, a little exhaust piece. That should be flush, but I have it sticking out because in the cars they're actually flush. So I'll run this one around so you can see how quiet this one is. May not handle this good. It may slide more because it's urethane. But this gear is, see what I mean? This gear is a 1134. You can see the difference. A little bit quieter, but a little bit more sliding, because that's what really, you know, for dirt track and to asphalt somewhat, but I mean, we use urethane because it's just easier to true, and on an oval it runs good. But if you want to use some rubber tires, you have that option to do that, you know. Brad, how you doing? Brad, Stock Car Circuit, thanks for joining us. Pistol Pete, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. I see SCA sneaky trick. Yeah, there you go. Nobody's home. How you doing? You got a big question up there. Let me see. Or a comment. Looking at getting truck and the Mustang for my next couple of projects. My entry for HRW. Yeah, I saw Harry had talked about that. He said, yeah, well, you had posted on a comment on his link what he did last night doing a showdown update. So yeah, cool. So the showdown, remember, is always a brass built chassis car. I have two upstairs that I have built already. I've been really busy with this. It's been doing this testing and, you know, printing and getting orders done. Takes a lot out of these, so I've been kind of away from, you know, doing a little bit of scratch building. That's why I'm glad I did those two cars already. And I have another one over there also that I sent, which is a Dodge Dart. So I already have 3 cars. As far as the jalopy, I don't know I'll be able to do one on time. I may do one at HRW. I need to do a jalopy if I can. And I know there's also the modified, but I have a couple of modifieds I could bring and use those as entries. Some old modifieds I built before. But these cars are really... All right, Tig. Hey, good night there, Software Hub. I know you got to go to work in the morning and it's 10 p.m., a little past 10 p.m. in Australia. But you can see this one just a little bit quieter. Then you have a little bit of a noisier, tired, but this handles a little bit better with the, you can see, doesn't slide as much. Jerry, what are you asking me here? My preference is the white cars. You might see that I am the anti-Darryl Rogers. Yeah, Darryl Rogers wouldn't like my white car. But again, when I got these decals, I like them. And when you go on the description, they tell you what color to paint the car. Because if I was to paint this a dark color, these would not come out because they're not printed on a white background. They're printed on they're a clear decal, so they'd be transparent if you put them like on a red car or black car. So that's why I have to use white. But this is all about, boys. This type of series right here would be awesome because you could do a lot of liveries, fantasy liveries. As long as they're racing liveries, not nothing goofy like cartoon characters or something like that. We don't want to do that. Want to keep in the spirit of the modeling is what Harry likes. But I really wanted to show this car off because I had finished it last night, painting it, clearing it, and I just put it together as far as the interior into it because the chassis was done already, and finished it basically this morning at 7 a.m. I got up early. Put it together real quick. A bunch of those would make great club cars. Yes, exactly, Hughes. That's what we're getting at here. So, I mean, if you know, you and Shane and like you guys over there, if you're interested in something like this, let me know. 'Cause I do want to send you guys something to Australia. I definitely want to send you a kit or two. And I haven't done that yet because I've been trying to get all this stuff done. But I will send you guys a kit to try out so you could kind of do it up. I know you guys could get all the parts available there. Or you could get them from Slot Car Corner, because see, Steve has also made it easier, which he's doing right now, is to have bundles. So when you purchase a car like this, it comes with the standard hardware, and then if you need like axles, they're going to put it in the cart in one little thing. So you just do one click below the kit and you have your motor and axles and what you need, the running gear to make this car work. And you know, of course, you supply the paint and you know, whatever tire of your choice, the wheel of your choice, and make yourself a late model asphalt car. God, can't even say that. That's the whole purpose of that. Yeah, Slot Car Corner is great. Steve have experience with shipping overseas and to other countries because he's done it before, and he's our, you know, big backer of this kind of stuff, because you can't find these cars anywhere. To be honest, you can find them in an RC form. They make a 1/18 scale, I think it is, RC car. It's a $200 car. It looks killer. But man, getting into another whole hobby would be a I don't know if I'd be able to do that, but that thing looks good though. I'm so tempted. $200 and it looks cool too. Just like these ones. Hello, Nick. Oh, excuse me, that's not Nick. That's John, sorry. Gosh, I saw Nick next to it. Tucci, how you doing, sir? Yeah. Late model cars. Fun, 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 man. I'm having a blast with these. And again, having some fun. Yeah, these and the trucks are going to be a huge thing. I know the Trans Am cars are doing real well too. They've sold out each time. There's some Corvettes, obviously. We made a Corvette, and we have the Porsche. Right? It's a 356. I can't remember the number. The old Porsche there, the tiny car. That will be coming out soon too. For people who like some cruising cars. And these are real good rubber tires from BRM, man. These are the BRM NASCAR tires. The part number on them is, let's see what I have here. Sorry, I'm looking. Sir, there's two types of tires I have in this car. I already mentioned it. So there's the S129, which is a 30 shore tire, and those are for the rears. And then they make a 50 shore tire, which is S29H. And this is a 50 short tire. This way you could, you know, true these. Of course, you got to true the tires on these, and they work pretty good. My only complaint is that you could tell they're noisy tires in the front because the 50 short tires are real hard, so they transmit a lot of noise to the chassis in the car. As you compared to the red one, was a lot quieter because those are the urethane, and those are, to me, absorb more noise, because you can see how quiet it is compared to this one. This one's just a teeny bit noisy. You can hear the tires, but hey, you know, if you want more handling out of a tire for your car, then these are the ones to go with. And then there's other brands too you can use, but I think these work well. The tires we use for urethane are the Paul Gauge 22 125s. No, 20. Yeah, hold on a second. No, I'm getting lost here. 22. It's not 122. No, I can't remember what the hell tire it is. 22 225, something like that. Yeah. There's a 22 125, which is just smaller. But 22 225s, I think they are. I have to look it up. Work well. Bill, how you doing? Bowtie Garage. Oh, Bill, that last car you made, the Wrangler Dale Earnhardt. Oh my God, please take pictures of that and post that on the Facebook page. I don't know if you're on Home Racing World Facebook page. Please do that. That car is awesome. I saw it on Instagram. That thing looks beautiful. Man, I love that thing. That thing is badass. I need to talk to you later on, Bill, anyway. So I'll text you later on. If you're not busy, let me know up in the comments there in the chat. Man, this car is fun. I could sit here and do this all day. I can't. I gotta go cut the grass. Man, it was a big old thunderstorm here. Bill, you hear all that last night? My goodness, that was some nasty thunder and lightning last night. My dogs were petrified. They're just scared of all that racket. And then, of course, our cat's not. It's like, whatever. It's funny how animals are different. Very funny. But Bill, I know you'd be interested in these because this is something you'd like. You could make a Dale Earnhardt and a junior car out of these too. Because Dale Earnhardt Jr. raced these types of cars. I think he still does once in a while. This would be a cool livery for a Dale Jr. car. It's Hughes. So let's see. Hughes. We got a new cat. Guess which room it has his eye on. Yeah, we have a cat too. We keep her in the room right now because we just got her. My wife wanted this cat. Real friendly cat. It was a stray, and then we got to get it fixed, and we got it from a friend, and it's a real cute little cat. Very sociable cat. The dogs it seems to be getting used to, but it'll do a little hissing if the dogs start getting too animated. One of them gets excited, the other one kind of just is more chilled. But yeah. Yep, Sundrop Livery, Dale Jr. There you go. If you could find those decals, man. See, that's the problem. It's hard to find decals for 132nd. You have to start making your own, which is very possible. Dave does it. I don't know if Harry may have done it. I may start doing it myself. I got to get a printer and just start creating my own. And it's funny, right now I've done more of our own stuff than buy other cars. The only latest car that I bought was the Lotus Emerson Fittipaldi poly car because I collect all those. And you can see I have them in a cabinet, in a display case. And I have one right here. I haven't tuned it yet. And I've been just busy doing these because, man, this is just something that's really fun. I'm just having a good old time here. I should turn on the timer and see what lap times we pull out of this. Oh, the tires are warmed up. Let's see what we can do here with lap times. So let me get the lap timer up, and we'll see what we're gonna get out of this. Give me a sec here while I do race coordinator. There's race coordinator. Start race. Let me reduce this window. I didn't even bother doing a mic check. I'm sure everybody can hear me nice and clear. Otherwise, they'd be complaining. All right, so here's the lap timer. So I'm going to hit
4, 3, 2.
And we're going to see what lap times we get. I'm going to turn this up so you can kind of hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. Let's see. What, smartass? Hey, Bill. I hope you heard what I said earlier. I don't know if you were paying attention. But I'll call you later on. Last lap, 26 seconds since it just started.
Fifth lap.
5.7.
Fifth lap.
5.7. Let me turn this down a little because I don't want my wife. She's still asleep. I don't want to wake her up for me being an unruly child down here playing with cars. So 5.766 is the best lap. 5.8. Oh, lost time there. 5.8. There we go. 5.744. No, not 5.7, 5.8. Respectable. This is an 11.36 combination, so that's a 309 ratio, I think, according to my chart. The other red car is a 934. Marty, how you doing? Good morning, Marty. I know you're probably heading to work. Marty, thank you for your video. I had to share it on my page. I haven't done it yet. Marty has 2 of my cars. I told him to keep them for a month. I told him, hey, paint them up, Marty. Make a livery out of them, man. Jeez. Do something, Marty. Let's see, there's a comment I gotta read that. You're at work, I know. Jerry, unfortunately, my go-to for decals, Slot Car Fever, has closed. Evidently, his health isn't the best. Jerry, try, what's it called on eBay? It's called something Slot Car Decals. It's somebody's name. That's where I got these decals for these Eagle Transport deal here. Oh, okay, what happened here? There it goes. That was weird. I was actually going to paint. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys, you know, just you don't have to worry about the interiors. Just paint up the car and put a livery on it, and just use the interior. Nobody really see. This is the thing about interiors. Ooh, nice roll. The thing about interiors is that nobody's going to really be looking to see if, you know, if there's cigarettes in the ashtray or something like that, or freaking water bottles. The car is going around the track, and the interior sometimes is the thing that really is not really a big deal sometimes with race cars. I mean, you can still detail it, no problem with that, but still do it. Harry, good morning, how you doing? I'm just here spinning around the new car that I just finished putting together this morning. I finished it, painting it last night, clearing it around 10 p.m. and let it sit, and it's, you know, it's fine. Probably another, later tonight it'll be fully cured, but you touch it and everything and handle it. And I had the chassis together already, so I just put the body and taped the interior on. Of course, no glass on it or netting, but it looks pretty good. And just running it around. These are BRM rubber tires, NASCAR rubber tires. They're not urethane. Urethane would be sliding more. There you go, best lap, 5.6 for that. See, Jerry, I have a problem with trying to paint the driver with integral in the interior. Yeah, you know, Jerry, I've done it. It's a little tough, but you can do this. I think Pistol Pete mentioned it. You could cut the roll bar off, take it off, and then reattach it with UV glue. I don't think anybody's going to know you cut it off to detail the driver. We thought about doing the driver separate, but it's just, you got to remember from a printing point of view, painting individual drivers and then removing them from the supports and then cleaning them up and then curing them, it's just a lot more work. It's better that we do a whole full interior tray with, you know, the driver in it already in the roll cage, and then let the person detail it however they want to. I know that's one of the complaints of builders, that they wish the roll cage would come off. There's another best lap, 5.657. But I think from a printing point and production point, a full interior is easiest. There's another best lap, 5.649. Tires are warming up, boys. Because I'm not sliding as much and keeping mindful of that. See, that kind of sliding gets you. Time deducted. The less sliding, the better. Yeah, there you go. Paint pens too. Actually, Sharpie has some paint pens out now, and they're real cheap. I bought some. I haven't used them yet, but yeah, you could do that too, Pistol Pete. That's a good point. You could use paint pens instead of using, you know, craft paint. If you don't want to use craft paint, and toothpicks and very fine brushes. Oh yeah, my eyesight sucks too, dude. Chris, good morning, Chris. How you doing? Yeah, I know what you mean, Jerry. You can get one of those magnifying glasses that go in your head if you want to use that, and you can do it that way. But, you know, it's totally up to you. Hey, Bill, you know, Bill made an excellent Camaro, and Bill, you've been keeping quiet about that. I didn't see anything posted on that. Can you please post that car? Bill did a TA Camaro in the Wrangler livery from back in the day when Dale Earnhardt raced the Monte Carlo in that livery. That thing came out killer. Please, Bill, post that on the Home Racing World, you know, forum and the Facebook page. Really want to see that car. You did a Instagram on it. Man, that thing looks gorgeous. You did a beautiful job on that. Please post pictures of that car. There's another best lap, 5.577, see? We got 1136 gearing on this, so that's a 309 gear ratio. It's basically what we want, what we usually keep for circle track is 3.0, 3.9, 3.10, but you can do whatever you want. If your track's more twisty or whatnot, that's what's good about these. There's another one, 5.571, boys, see? This car is getting the hell used out of it now, really breaking in now. So hanging at 5.5 there, 5.59 on the last lap. Oh, and a roll right there. Oh yeah, here, I'm going to show the car up close. Show them both since people just may have come up here. So this is the late model cars that we're going to start producing soon here. And we're going to announce something at HRW. I won't talk about it right now, but this is decals from eBay. And it came with, you know, the headlight decals and all that. These I added. These are decals that are chrome, and they're like hood pin decals. So that's not part of the decal set, but this is Neil, what's his damn name? O'Neill, something O'Neill. I can't see, Jerry. I have bad vision too. I can't even see that. I don't have my glasses on, but I want decal back there. But there's the chassis, Sidewinder, Jolly Rancher motor, 11 tooth pinion, 36 tooth spur gear, ergo gear, BRM NASCAR tires, 30 shore, BRM NASCAR tires, 50 shore, harder in the front. You could hear this though, these are noisier. They transmit to the chassis more. And of course I haven't cut my axles. I usually haven't cut my axles when I make these. I don't have glass on this, I don't have netting. I didn't really paint the interior, but you know what? Nobody's gonna give a crap, really, because it still looks detailed even if it isn't painted. I mean, I may just go with that, put windshields and call it a day. And I have something coming from Amazon. It's called thin black tape. So what I want to do is when I get the glass, I want to put tape around it to give it the illusion, you know, they have the support structures on it. And then you could do other stuff because a lot of the cars have little rivets around here. So you could put like, you know, some paint pen markers or whatever and put dots around the riveted areas and then give some realism too. But again, you know, I'm not a super modeler like Bill over there is. He's some real good modeling. But this is something that it's really inspiring to do these because, again, out of all the 3A3D cars, I've built more of these, I think. Or not build, I painted more of these because I just love the way they look. And they freaking handle fantastic. And this thing is, I mean, is beautiful too. Now I got a pipe here. Usually they're flush, like I said. And then again, the tire decals are not correct. They should be Hoosiers, and there's another company that makes tires for them, but I put Goodyear because that's all I had. And again, plain interior in there. It's kind of sagging a little because I got to bolt it up. These are taped in. They're not you know, UV glued in. But this car, I mean, killer. You know, I built my own, printed my own chassis, obviously in a different color. And this is an 11234 ergo gear. You can see it's the blue teal gear. 22 Jolly Rancher motor. This is nice and smooth running car. I mean, this is what's great that we could do now with 3D printing and everything. And we can't get these cars anywhere from any slot car manufacturer. No way. Slot It, NSR, Thunder Slot, Skate Electric, Carrera, all the other brands, Fly It. They're never going to do these cars, I guarantee you, because this is something that does not appeal to anybody in Europe. Here in the US it does. I'm not saying everybody in Europe. I gotta take that back. There's some guys that are buying from Europe too, you know, England and all that, and they're buying these cars, Australia. But the car manufacturers, you know, stock car manufacturers are not really ideally into this, and they just something they don't really, you know, feel like it's a need to sell, because it probably wouldn't sell if they feel so. But you know, it's all good. I love these cars. I think they're great. They handle wonderfully, and I think they're worth every bit of time and effort to put into it. And again, the paints that we have now and the paint brushes, all the technology has really changed a lot. It's, you know, I'm not a fancy painter guy that like Dave is and all these other guys like Bill here who knows how to do it a lot better than I do. It's just really just something that you could do on your own, or even a beginner could do this. Yeah, those red anodized wheels are available at Stock Car Corner. Those are the new stocker wheels that Steve and Bob has put on the website. So if you're interested in those, they're there. They come in black anodized, which is the white car has, and then the red car has red anodized, and then there's a chrome one, obviously the aluminum colored one, which I'm going to be using on this car. In this car, I printed a green chassis for it, and this is a color shift that I finished last week. So this is, I've showed this already, I'll show it again. So this is a color shift body, and all I'm going to do is just put normal RC numbers like I did over there and just call it a day. Just, this looks really cool the way it hits the light, and in the sunlight it does even better. But even in regular incandescent light, you can see that it's got the color shift. This is actually called Alien. SMS makes this, it's called Alien. And this is easy to achieve, and this is the thing about SMS paints, and this is one thing about this body I want to tell everybody. This body, or all these bodies, I haven't sanded them. This particular body, I did not use any primer on it. All I did was got SMS paint, hit it with black, right? And then I cleared it, and then I hit it with the chrome, the hyperchrome, and then I cleared it, and then I hit it with this color shift paint, and then I cleared it again. And I did this within an hour, within waiting in between quotes, about 10-15 minutes, all in one shot. With water-based paint, you have to wait 24 hours because it doesn't, you know, it's a different type of paint. You just got to let it cure longer. This stuff is fantastic. So, I mean, this is the finish I got right off the bat. And this car is, you know, all I have to do is throw decals, throw regular interior. And again, our mounting system that we've come up with, as you can see here, you put the inserts in, like in the video I explained on the Trans Am cars, and this is easy to put on the chassis and ready to go. So this car can be turned over when you have it painted in about 40 minutes. A little tuning, if you know what to do when you get used to the chassis, is about 40 minutes to an hour, and you got yourself a running slot car. And then you could add your other details, the tires if you want and stuff, truing your tires and whatnot. It's ready to go. But again, this is something that is a real cool color, so I look forward to doing that. And it's just creativity part. And again, this is just one in the raw, obviously. So this is the interior. You position it. You don't have to worry about, like with the first version cars we did, just position it and UV glue it. UV gluing these are really easy, but once you UV glue them, they will not come off if you make a mistake. That's one thing you gotta worry, you know, make sure you don't do. Because if you try and take this off, you destroy the body. The UV glue on UV, on resin, it's just like, it's like epoxy. But, I mean, the bodies are smooth to begin with. They have a little bit of, you know, if you want to get rid of that pattern that it has, which I don't care. I did the other cars that way. I didn't even sand it. And, you know, this is what it looks like. But a kit will be this, This interior, we're going to have an optional Lexan interior for racing. It'll come with the inserts, some hardware with, some grub screws, and then, the chassis with the pod. And then Steve's going to be offering, which he's working on right now, is there's going to be at the link below on these kits will be a link for everything for the running gear. So if you want to get some running gear for it, it's going to be in one little section where you're just going to click it and then add it to the cart. So this way you have the motor that we offer, and that Soccer Corner offers, the axles, the gears and all that stuff, because we've discussed that. So yep, USA homegrown, that's right, America baby. I feel like singing that Team America. That is it. These are all made in the USA. That's why I'm telling you, you cannot or will not ever see these from Scalextric or anything like that. This is something that, again, is cool, because you could take these and do an IROC series, or you could do whatever you want with these and make a club race where it's the same body, you use the same motor for your rules, same body, put your livery, use your tire of choice that you're going to use for your, proxy and whatnot. And this is what you get. And they look beautiful. And I mean, this resin, it has its disadvantages and advantages. The disadvantages is heat. You put this in high heat, and I have tested them where I left a body out in the sunlight, and the roof will droop a little, but it will get brittle after a while. But it sat there through a thunderstorm, I think 2 weeks ago. I left it there for like 5 days, and it didn't really melt the body completely because it was high humidity, high heat. It was sitting out in the sunlight at about 85 to 86 degrees. So I mean, it did fine, but it became a little brittle, obviously, and then when you move it around after so far, it will break. But if you keep it obviously in a normal environment, you're not out in a high heat, or you're not on some tin shack, then that's going to be different. So Chris, you got a question here. Would it be better to install the driver's interior with like a light or a dab of silicone glue? The interiors for the driver, you use UV glue. Good morning, Soccer Dojo. Hey, how you doing there, Joe? Chris, you use UV glue, because the UV glue is resin glue, and the bodies are resin. Like I said, once you put that on there and cure them, it's like epoxy. If you try and remove the interior, you destroy the body. That's how hard that is when you put it on there. Let me go back over comments here if I missed anything. Hey, Stockcar of Atlanta, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, Chris, for the comment there. You're giving up to without the front windshield. Yeah, there you go. Good point. Jamal, all right. Thanks for joining us. So I hope that answered your question, Chris. Joe, thanks for joining us. I hope I didn't miss anybody here. I've been talking about the cars. And hopefully this will catch on to other people that, excuse me, are interested in making a proxy out of these, because again, when we get there in July, we have some announcements to make, but we are forging ahead, onward and upward. We ride at dawn. And I'm really proud of these. I'm really proud of my friends here, Harry and Dave. They really have done a lot. I've done a little. Those guys have done a lot more than I have. Yeah, it is. And these are rubber tires on this one. Now, Joe is the one that knows how to paint figures. And I probably need to take some lessons from him to painting the drivers. My skills on that is okay. I was just talking about that. You can be detailed with the interiors, or you don't have to be. It's just two ways of doing it if you wanted to. You can also use thread tape or duct tape to hold the interior. Yes, that's correct. You can use that if you don't want to glue them in. And that's what I have on these. I have strap-in tape, which is what Harry says, the threaded tape. That's what's on here. Strap-in tape to hold these interiors in on both cars because I haven't settled on what I want to do. And you could do that and keep them, and then remove them later if you want to do other stuff. But you could also tape them in. You don't have to UV glue them in. So, ooh. Excuse me. My throat's getting dry as I'm talking more and more. And see what the heck is going on down my neighborhood here. I saw a truck. It looked like a dog pound truck. What the hell is that? Oh, my neighbor. What the hell is she? PMI. Sorry, guys. I look after my neighbors, so Sandy is across the street from me. She's been here the longest. So here's the other car, the red one. This is urethane tires. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jamal. Glad. Thank you for the comment, the compliment on the track. Yeah, this is a. I've had this track for a little over a year. This is a racetrack, seeing this track. Now, before Jamal, I had the. Excuse me, I had a Carrera track in here. If you look on my page in some of the older videos, the Carrera tracks what I've had in here originally was the original Area 51 Raceway. And I went to wood because I just wanted to get out of the plastic. And as again, it's just evolving through the hobby, and that's what I did. And that's why I have this racetrack Scenics track. This was the beta test track. So when Kevin started making tracks, this was kind of the first, track to test whether a customer could put it together. And he's kind of found that out that you have to be really savvy. Some people have to be super savvy to do it. And there's only 2 guys that have done it. And it came out all right. That would be me and I think it's called Gulf Coast Speedway. He has a Roval, which, man, I'd be interested in doing also down here. So Roval is, excuse me, so it's a road course and an oval. So if you go to Gulf Coast, I think it's called Gulf Coast Speedway. He's in Florida. His track's a racetrack Scenic, so it has a road course. And then when it's a 4-lane too. When it intersects here, you could block these off and block the road course part and have an oval, and it would be an oval. And it's a real cool setup. And then Kevin recently did a track in Colorado, which he came back from, and I've talked to him a little, and that track, he did a beautiful job. So he's kind of a long way. So is his son Casey, who I know helps him build the tracks. I need to go pay him a visit. I just haven't done it yet. It's been a while, and it's a lot of fun. What he's doing. He's enjoying himself, but he has to go out and put the tracks together because people are not savvy with doing everything. But he will go to your home and put your track together. There's another guy that does it too. His name's Bob Scott. He does some nice track building also, but the tracks that he does are not modular. They're more wood routed, whereas Kevin's are modular, and that's what this is. This is the track that you put together in sections, and that's how it rolls. But yeah, this is the first beta test track, and this is what this is, and I like it. This track is a great track. The only reason why I mentioned the Roval is that because I have 2 rooms that are occupying tracks. I have a 4-bedroom home. Let's see, 5-bedroom home, sorry. No, 4, excuse me, 4. So this is, I thought this was a room, that's why I'm getting thrown off. This is actually like an office here in front of the house. And then above me is a long bedroom, and that's where I have the oval. But I would like to, one day, if possible, put a 4-lane Roval in here, and in this way I could kind of get rid of the one upstairs and free up the room. My wife doesn't care, because when we first bought this house, I didn't really initially like this house, and she told me, well, you could have 2 tracks. So I thought she was crazy. So, you know, I said, oh, okay, if you really think that's all right. So my wife's a wonderful person. So I have 2 tracks in my house. I have one upstairs, that's the 4-lane oval, and I have this 2-lane one down here in the office. So again, it's a pretty big house, so we have the room for it. Oh, let me hit the thing there. Of course, these are urethane tires, so a little bit slicker, because that's the method behind that. When you do oval racing, we use the urethane, because urethane's so much easier to true compared to, you know, rubber. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having these come out and see how people react to them. '18. Boy, last night we had a hell of a thunderstorm here. That was loud, woke me up. There was one that cracked so loud on the top of the house and it just vibrated everything. I was like, ugh! Well, my dogs were freaking out to begin with before that big bang came. Poor girls, they were just petrified. They start panting and walking around and shaking a little. I feel bad for them. Hey, Joe Herreras Carrera, how you doing, sir? Just showing everybody the late model cars that we want to start offering. So late model cars are the latest model cars that they use for asphalt circle track. And this is how people start out with before they graduate to NASCAR. You know, they do this type of racing and get experience, and as they get better, they could move up to NASCAR or become, you know, if they're that good, go into transitioning to NASCAR, or even after retire, which I know Dale Jr. does this racing still. Even after he's done with NASCAR, he does have a late model car that he goes out and he races. So I mean, you could still do it, because getting into this is not super expensive as far as like if you were to do NASCAR. I think the cars are 10 grand. I could be wrong from what I heard, and it's not, you know, it's a Saturday night special deal. So Chris, last time my wife proposed to me the old family room downstairs, then I couldn't believe how big the table was. I've been informed that my hobby needs to stay in that room. Yep, it you know, I don't have that problem, obviously. Very cool. Really enjoyed Marty's video on your cars. Yeah, thank you. Those are the Trans Am cars, so I'll show you those ones. See, and it's funny, I haven't painted any Trans Am car but one. There's a Trans Am car, the Challenger. Tires probably need to be cleaned a little bit. This is the rubber tire car, and this is the new version chassis from the old ones, so they're a lot better and they're lighter. And you know, it's funny, I haven't painted any of these cars, but I painted more of the late model stuff because I just love the late model cars. It's just the way I am, so you know, weird like that. But I do need to start painting these. I'm trying to get commission Marty to paint one for me. I told him, he asked if, you know, when did I want to return the cars. I told him, you know, keep them for another month. I told him, paint one of those damn things up. My wife let me have the basement. Yeah, and Joe's got a great basement. I don't know if you guys have gone to his channel. He has a video on his basement. And it's not just a basement or with a slot car track. It's got a video game center in there, which is really cool. And I love video games from the 80s. I need to pay Joe a visit. So I know he's in Virginia, and I should be able to trek up to Virginia. Maybe I'll do that later on this year, Joe. And with the weather, hopefully the weather isn't bad if I drive up there, you know. But I'd love to go check your track out, your place. So yeah, this is a Trans Am car. Marty has the Camaro and the Mustang that I let him play around with. And that is the Challenger. And then we have the Monte Carlo, which we haven't released yet. This is the Monte. This is also a dirt track or asphalt racing car. And this car runs good. This car is fast. We haven't got this one offered yet, but we're working on the other stuff, so that's why we haven't really paid attention to this one too much. And there's the Monte Carlo. And then we have the Corvette. So you guys know the Corvette Coupe and this Corvette Racer is available. Here's the Corvette Racer with a slim can motor in it. It's an 18K motor, real mild motor. This is on urethane tires. And these, oh, this is rubber tires, sorry. It's a nice little cruiser. Question from Joe, Eres Caress. Do you find the difference in the copper braids and regular copper braids? Tin copper braids. Honestly, I don't, not really. I mean, they both do the same function. I know that the real thin stuff that Slotted makes is really good for like cars that you can't get the front axle down more, or you don't want to, you know, where you're having problems kind of dropping the car. A thin braid like that from Slotted, it's super thin, works well. I've used it on some of the Revo slots and some of the cars that I think that the front end was still too high, and that does help drop it. The tin stuff is nice. In reality, they both do the same function. I don't find one as an advantage to the other. It's, to me, it doesn't, you know, some other people that really get too technical, I think too much for their own good, will start, you know, doing, you know, oh, you get more power and you get right. You know what? It doesn't even matter the size wire you use too. I mean, you go to a thicker wire, it ain't gonna do anything. It's a little motor, for crying out loud. Just use the small gauge wire, which will be easy to return the guide to center. And just, it's, you know, people try and overthink stuff. Tin copper braid is nice, you know, and then you have the copper braid, which is fine. It's just, it's different thicknesses, you know, you could get out of it. It's, to me, it doesn't, you know, doesn't really matter, but it all depends on your preference, what you want to do. Well, I hope all of you have a great morning. It was good to see you. Yeah, Harry, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I know you probably had to go to work and stuff. Stalker Wild Man, how you doing? So here's the little Corvette racer, road racer. At least I need weight on this. This is an 18K motor, so it's very mild. It's a good little running cruising car. And I need to send this to Slot Journal. He should be getting back from New Jersey soon. I can send this to him to play with it on his track. Because he's got a lot of scenery. So this would be one of those scenery type cars. You know, those are available at Stock Car Corner along with the Corvette Coupe. Of course, also available is the MR Stock Car Corvette. Stock Car Corner is carrying those right now, and they're the first ones to get it. So if you guys want to get the Corvette, order from SCC. He sends them, you know, all over. You can send them all over the world too. Canada, you know, sent to Canada, England, and Australia, which some of the Trans Am cars I've sent to were from those countries. But yeah, well, there you go. It's just a small myriad cars that I have. I mean, there's other cars we have to start working on as well, but it's always a long process with each car because you want it to sit right, want everything to work right, make sure it, you know, runs good before you offer it. Yeah, no problem, Joe. If you have any more questions, you ask me now. I mean, why did you ask that question about the braid? I'm just curious. And I guess somebody talked you into your ear about one is better than the other. Yeah. mean, the tin stuff is really nice. Don't get me wrong, that's good braid. But the copper braid does well. But it also depends on the car you're tuning too. You know. Yes, it does have its little racing advantages. You know, it's just up to the person and what they're setting their car up for. But for my purposes, I just use what I have. I have the copper stuff, the tin stuff, all that, you know, different things. Hey, DJ Patrick, how you doing? Morning, HSF Racing. How you doing? Where's Carrera? So, no, I'll be at the third 3R in Michigan this weekend. Warren sent me some thinner tin braid to mess with. Just was wondering. Yeah, and again, that's good that he did that because that also will create less resistance too. So I mean, let me go back with that. So obviously, if the braid's a little thicker, it's I would say it would probably give you a little bit more dragging. But when you go to the thinner braid, it's a lot thinner, and you can lower the car down more, and there's very little resistance. You know, it's less resistance in my opinion. I could be wrong. You know, somebody else may have a different opinion on it, but I'll show you the thin stuff compared to, because I have some here. So here's the different slot car corner braid offers. So let me go up here into the camera. So here you go, Joe. So let me get a caliper too, so you can see what I'm talking about. So what he sent you was a great idea. That's a good suggestion that I would say, yeah, right on, spot on. So this braid here is copper, is 34.34 millimeter. Hope you can see that. Okay, this copper stuff SEC offers. And then there's the tin stuff, which SEC offers. Here's the tin stuff, and that's 30.30 millimeters. Okay. Now here's the slotted thin tin copper braid, and that is 0.20 millimeters. So you can see the difference. It's a lot thinner. So that's this stuff right here, and I have both. And I had to admit, I like this stuff. I could have used it on the late model cars, but I was using this stuff. And again, I could switch it out if I want to lower it more. And then you obviously, mess with your axle height. But the slotted stuff is really nice. I'll give it that much. But then also, Stock Car Corner makes some nice braid as well for you to, use in your cars. It's just, a matter of preference, selection, what you want to do, what you're tuning it for. If you're being a 24-hour racer, or you're just a pro that likes to go do stuff with a bunch of racing and improve your times and the racing, and it's all the driver though too, or if you want stuff for home. So this is why I'm saying that it's totally up to you what you want to do. And yeah, there you go. Hope that helps. Yeah. The NSR, I could tell you the NSR. I have an NSR car here. Hold on. I'll show you what size braid they use. Let me grab an NSR. So they use the copper stuff. So, oh, what do I do with my caliper? Oh, it's right here. So here's NSR braid. Okay. So let's say this stuff's been worn though. So that's 34.35, 0.34. So that's what you should have on your NSR. Of course, I may have worn this down a little bit. That's that right there. So I hope that helps you. But yeah, the slotted stuff is good too. It just, I had to kind of roll back on my question there because yeah. Thank you, Carrie Weiss. I'm glad you like them. Hopefully they'll be able to get those out soon. Depending, how many kits, Steve will want, because we're not going to flood them with kits unless people are not, if they're not going to buy them, then we'll just keep them for ourselves. This is the whole thing about this, is if nobody buys our cars, It doesn't bother me. Yeah, no problem, Joe. I'll just build shit for myself. That's how I look at it. I'm having fun building stuff for myself. All this, doing this extra work, really, to be honest, I do it because if you guys are interested, I'll do it. Because this ain't a money grab thing. I don't make like a shitload of money off making these cars. Neither does Harry or Dave. A lot of the money goes back into making other stuff and then buying the stuff, the materials, and and things like that. It's and then I buy parts to create cars. Obviously, I go to Steve, buy parts. So I mean, the money goes back around in the cycle. So I don't make like this huge amount of profits or anything. Like, you don't make a lot of money off making slot cars, trust me. I do this because people are interested in American iron style cars and cars that we can't get from the manufacturers. That's where 3A3D comes in. And 3A3D came in the idea of that, which is offering cars that nobody else makes. Nobody else makes Challenger, late model cars. 55 Chevys, yeah, maybe 57. But, what about 57 Ford? What about a Falcon? What about all these various other dirt cars that we made? A Monte Carlo. It's just, with the exception of MR slot car, the Corvette. It's just, nobody of the manufacturers offers that. So that's why, or trucks. I mean, here, trucks. I mean, crying out loud, we're developing this one. So I mean, trucks. Nobody makes these type of cars. Nobody wants to from those manufacturers because to them, it's not going to sell in their market, which is the European and all that stuff, which they grew up with different cars than we did. And that's not, that's the natural order. I totally get it. But that's what 3A3D is to offer cars that nobody else makes. And again, we're not going to become millionaires doing this. We do it out of the love of the hobby. I do it out of the love of the hobby. I don't do it to make money. I do it to love of the hobby and put everything back into what I, buy, and I don't have to use my mortgage to buy parts and stuff like that. I use that money to just do other stuff with slot cars and, buy equipment, machines, stuff like that. So again, it's you're not going to become a millionaire doing this. But I'm happy to do it. And then again, if nobody would buy the cars, and I'm being honest when I say this, I could give a shit less. I would just build these for myself. And then we'd make our own proxies on our own things because, that's how it is. Me, for selling things personally, I don't like doing it because to me it's a pain in the butt. That's why I have Steve do all that, because he's equipped to do all that stuff. So that's why Steve is the person to buy these cars from. John Tucci, oh, excellent, cool. You got the convertible and the race one. All right. You should have fun with that one. Love to see it when it's all done. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it for the live there. I hope you enjoyed me babbling. And it's getting later on in the morning here. It's going to be hot as balls in North Carolina, of course, with high humidity and thunder showers and all that stuff like it is on the East Coast here. But anyways, thanks again, guys. As always, I say you take care and have fun racing.